Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I want to make a point here on, I've made it several times, but you remember when Gary Gensler came out the other day and did the qualified custodian thing, where they're basically kind of designating who's going to win and who's going to lose in terms of being custodians of this new asset class, because that's ground zero. That's what they've been doing behind the scenes these last few years, while they've intentionally been letting the digital asset playground do its thing, okay? The prototypes, Bitcoin and Ethereum and all that, they've been letting them do their thing. Well, now, meanwhile, Wall Street has been working behind the scenes with some tech firms to create custody. It's not a coincidence that Gary came out and announced his custody play, but it's very important you understand. Make no mistake, this is all going to be handed over to the Wall Street guys. And it makes me feel good because I'm a PolySign investor, and I told you today until midnight tonight, link to one of my sponsors, links in the top of the description, they are selling PolySign private equity, and you get for tiers, I think if you buy $10,000 to something, you get like $1,000 worth of XRP, and they have tiers. So I think there's $1,000 worth of XRP, and then maybe $2,000, and then $5,000 worth of it. But you get that for making purchases of PolySign private equity. It's only going to last till midnight tonight. Now, I want to show you further that Gary and his friends are going to pick who the winners and losers are. They're going to pick their Wall Street buddies. This is just the way the world works, and you watch. I don't know if you remember a while back when Caitlin Long, remember she has Custodia Bank out of Wyoming. She was trying to create the first crypto bank. Listen to what she said. This is a couple of months ago.
It gets to the question of whether crypto truly is risky within the traditional banking system and the connectivity, because there was a major announcement this morning, which is that Bank of New York Mellon, which is, I believe, the largest bank in the United States by assets, has officially now entered Bitcoin custody. And the interesting question that is raised by that is that they are a bank holding company that is regulated by supervised by the Federal Reserve. My company, as you know, has a lawsuit against the Federal Reserve, and I am about to make some news. You will see a filing from my company in that lawsuit pertaining to the announcement this morning, because the Federal Reserve filed filings last week talking about the risk to the financial system from crypto. And then today, a Federal Reserve supervised bank holding company enters crypto. We've been waiting for 2.5 years to do that. And look what the Fed actually said last week versus what it did today.
Well, yeah,
she's mad.
No one's ever.
She's mad because the Fed gave BNY Mellon the go, but they've been slow playing her on Custodia Bank. Well, you'll never guess who's behind the creation of PolySign. Well, it was a couple of guys. It was 2 or 3 or 4 people from Ripple, and some 2 or 3 guys that were BNY Mellon executives for decades, I think. There are no coincidences, folks. And then this is her right here.
Well, it talked publicly.
This is recently. This is after Gary Gensler's comment, or after his proposal on custody.
Well, it talked publicly about the novel and unprecedented activities, and Custodia has proposed to cut those out of its business plan. Again, everyone's trying to figure out where's the line here. And is the goal of the Biden administration, again, this is White House led, is the goal of the Biden administration to choke off all crypto across the board, period? Or is this really just about stablecoins and unregistered securities? And Custodia Bank, I think, was well, we were the first to be targeted in this wave. It's now clear that the wave is quite broad and quite deep. But the interesting question is, if you look at the wave that's taken place, it's debanking the industry, it's cutting off stable coins, fiat-backed stable coins, and it's also clarifying unregistered securities. Custodia fit into those first two buckets, a bank serving the industry, it proposed in our business plan, as well as issuing a US dollar stablecoin-like instrument called Avid. We have cut that out of our business plan. And so potentially they shot the stallion to scatter the herd, so to speak, as we would say in Wyoming, in part because we actually fit into two of those buckets. The real question at this point for the industry becomes, how far is this debanking wave? Is the goal of the Biden administration to completely debank the industry, in which case the entire thing moves offshore? But because, of course, this is internet native money, it won't go away and people will still continue to use it. Or is the goal really just to go after stablecoins and unregistered securities?
I think the goal is to go after all of it long enough for Wall Street to open up and get the largest market share, and then they'll leave them alone. That's what I think. Now, since it's Friday, I liked this tweet and I decided I'd show it because I agree with it. XRP will melt faces. He's got XRP $2, XRP $10, XRP $50, and XRP $100. I believe it will hit all of those numbers, and it's Friday, so I decided to show it to you. Now, check this out. Crypto exchange Binance considering delisting all U.S.-based cryptocurrencies according to Bloomberg. And then eGrag Crypto weighs in today. XRP escape 300 MA. Then he goes on down here. XRP price is pressurized. So once it will escape 300 MA, it will be a slingshot. I'm waiting for the slingshot. That's what I want. Now, Flare Networks had put this out on the 15th. The first Flare drop distribution will occur on March 17th. Allocations will be calculated based on an average W Flare holdings from 3 random blocks. Now, here's the problem, folks. These distributions, this first distribution, anybody who had their Flare had their Flare on exchanges that have not released it yet, like Coinbase, like I think Celsius and some others. But I was reminding Coinbase since they're the biggest. These are the dates. Here are the dates that the XRP holders begin to accumulate damages for lawsuits against you for not giving them their Flare tokens that you agreed to give. They cannot receive these distributions without getting their tokens. And so I was warning these guys and letting them know. Now they're on notice. Now, Cowboy Crypto had put out that quote we talked about in the last video. It was from the SEC website just a few days after they dropped the Ripple lawsuit. It said Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP that are generally accepted to be currencies and not currently subject to regulation by the SEC. That was on their website. And I said, makes you wonder if XRP was supposed to be in the Hinman speech and taken out. When Hinman unredacted emails docs. Now we know that yesterday, Rosalind Layton had tried to write a Forbes article that was taken down, okay? And she, of course, all of us held it up like, they're trying to, was that yesterday or the days all run together sometimes, folks? I think it was yesterday. But anyway, so today she tweets this: Dear XRP Army, thank you for the interest and support. Sunshine is the best disinfectant. Thank you, Inside Sources. So I don't know if this is the same article, but she's now got this article on dcjournal.com, Time to Unseal the Hinman Documents. And then this is an interesting article. I'm not going to go through it. I don't want to make this video too long. But what it reminded me of that I wanted to show you, this is one of the most watched videos that I've ever put on Twitter. And I went to find it, and when I found it, like a lot of our great videos that we found from the Hinman, from ETHgate and all that, a lot of them have part of the sound taken out on Twitter. You know, the same Twitter people. This was before Elon Musk, I'm assuming, where the sound was taken out. Well, just so happens that the sound it's muted on a lot of these videos that were watched so much that we had put on Twitter, and over time the sound just was muted on some select videos, not on all videos, certain videos. Okay, so what I did is I went back and I put this one up again. It was probably watched almost 500,000 times, and I'm sure it'll be watched more today. Watch.
Did you know that 63 emails went out with that draft speech that gave Ether a free pass? Do you know who was the only commissioner to get a draft version of it?
Who's that?
Jay Clayton. Did you know Crypto Mom herself, Hester Peirce, never saw it? How do you draft?
Why would Clayton even be involved in that draft? Why would he even?
He gave input. He's the only commissioner. Bill Hinman was deposed. Ripple was successful in getting him deposed. Of course, they redact everything to the public. And I have it here if you want to see it. The lawyers ask him, did you ever represent...
How much is redacted?
Ethereum, 90%.
Can I see? This goes to Pat. You were telling a story a couple weeks back about you were at Harvard and you said that there was a guy who was having trouble.
So just find a congressman, pay him $500,000.
That was it.
He's going through an election and he'll help you put up a law to hurt them.
This is it?
Yeah.
In action. He's asked questions like, have you ever worked for Ethereum Foundation? Look at the answers.
Look at the redactions.
All right, and this isn't the whole This isn't the whole lawsuit.
Dude, are you kidding me? Right? This is insane.
Now, why would they redact, Pat, if he's asked a question, have you ever had clients that are part of the Ethereum Foundation? If I represent you and your business, I can't talk about what we talk about.
So is this public record?
No, it was an exhibit that's public record.
Can we show this?
Oh, yes, you can show it.
So,
absolutely.
So I don't know if people can see this, but
it's pages of that.
This is an entire page of every single word on the page redacted, and there's pages of it.
This is your transparent Securities Exchange Commission.
Holy moly.
Holy moly is right. Then XRP, the Standard Productions, who is parody, tweeted out something that's really not parody, but I guess he's trying to do parody. Congress, a new day is coming, SEC. Also, Congress, hey, Gary, do you think maybe sometime in the next 12 months we could talk to you, please, sir? If it fits your schedule, of course. And don't worry, Elizabeth will write all your answers on cue cards. We don't want to put you in a tight spot. Love you. Kisses. Did you get our fruit basket? That's about what we're dealing with, it seems like. Then I saw this. It says, what's moving crypto markets? Regulatory, SEC, Binance, and the Fed. Check out the chart below. It's got the news, and then it's got how crypto moved. Binance news, settlement news, and then it's got SEC Wells notices, SEC Kraken settlement, and it shows you what the market was doing on that day. And I said, imagine being Wall Street and being able to trade with knowledge of what these regulators are going to do before they do it. Then you too could get on CNBC and have them proclaim you as a professional in finance. It's about the truth, folks. Then there's this. Folks, I don't know if you remember, but Kendra Hill, the person that disappeared off social media, said a long time ago, she said, everybody thinks that Bitcoin is safe and they're not going to do anything to Bitcoin. But that's not true. There will only be one. That's what she said. I've always believed XRP is the one. I don't know if it's going to be the only one, but I've always believed it was the one. And I said, remember that time Michael Saylor and Max Kaiser thought Bitcoin was in the clear and bashed all other crypto as securities? Karma can be tough. This is the guy that was in front of Congress the other day, this Lee Reiners, and he's retweeting the Wall Street Journal article where they were saying basically Bitcoin is controlled by a small number of developers. And this guy says Bitcoin skeptics are trying to build a case for why Bitcoin is unregistered security. They want to try to regulate node software, harassing open source devs because proprietary fiat can't compete. Well, this Lee Reiners he's retweeting Bitcoin is seen as decentralized gold standard of crypto, but behind the scenes, a small community of developers work tirelessly on software that is 99% of Bitcoin network. Watch out, Bitcoin maxis. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that, yeah, Bitcoin, they think Bitcoin's the end-all be-all, and they've got their Bitcoin Miami. But coming up, Brad Combs and Digital Perspectives are doing a XRP Las Vegas. Who needs Bitcoin? It doesn't even